Hi bobbers, and welcome to this week's YouTube vlog, and I hope we're all okay. Thanks for everyone that's subscribed over the last few weeks, and especially the people that have commented as well. Yeah, sorry we've been very quiet. As you may or may not be aware, my father-in-law passed away, so it's been a bit hectic at home with the funeral and one thing and whatnot, but there we go. So we're back in the game now, and here we are again. So this week's vlog, what's it going to be? It is something we've already started. Actually, we started it on Monday because today is Thursday, and we've ripped a Grant 5870 boiler out, and we're putting two Sapphire fully modulated boilers that we love in place. The downside of this job is the fluing. We've had to have it spec'd by spec flue because, yeah, it's going to go from two pieces of flue into one. It's got to go up right through the middle of the house, basically, and up out the top. So we've had to get some scaffolding as well. So it's all been a bit of a tricky dicky one so far, and obviously we're nowhere near from being done. So this is probably going to be a two-parter, actually, because it's quite a long job. We'll see how we get on, but yeah, don't be surprised if there isn't another part next week. There we go. So I'm not going to bore you anymore, because as you can see, this job's taken a strain on me. I'm a bit tired, a bit hay fevery as well. Let's get on with this week's YouTube vlog. Okay, here we are. So the boys have made a start because I've obviously been off to get the boilers, etc. We've got all your zones there. There's 7 zones in total there, and there's some next door that I'll show you. Currently we've got a Magnum one here, which is your flow that comes up through there. As you can see, the flue's gone. Then we've got the return down there, and just there is your vent that goes back up, which is quite a big system here. Well, the idea is we're going to have one flue that goes up here, like so, and then we're going to have 2 boilers, one here and one here, and then the idea is they're all going to interlink. That's how it's going to work. Condenser pump will probably go down there, and then apart from that, that is about all I've got to say at the moment. I'll take you around the rest of it and show you where all the controls are. Okay, so we've got Ryan. Say good morning, Ryan. Morning. Good morning, Ryan. And that is Lee. Say good morning, Lee. And that is Jack. Jack morning. Is new. Say morning, Jack. Morning, there he is. He's little, isn't he? But there you go. Right. Okay, let's get inside. So we've got an underfloor heating zone here. And there's a few problems with this. Mikey has just been to have a look at it. As you can see, some of the heads have popped off, etc. Just to heat, we think, rather than leaks. So he's just organising that for us. So that's downstairs. Let's get upstairs. Here's your upstairs underfloor heating on this side, which again had a couple of heads that have come off. We've managed to pop them back on, but we're going to get some more. Okay, so that's there. And then we've got after that, okay, we've got some pipework here. We have 2 cylinders, 2 unvented, number 1, number 2. And then round the back we have a Zova down there for one, and then the Zova for the other one is just here with some auto air vents. That's where the flue is from downstairs. You can see the boiler down there, look. It basically has got to come up, along, there it goes, and that goes through the ceiling, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's this side done. I'll take you to the radiator side now, because it's another part of this estate. Okay, so we're next door. But it's not next door, it's all part of one building. It's just that the main part's called Chudley Hall, the other part's called the Brew House. So here we've got a house zone and one of the wings, because there's 2 wings to this house as well. And that does the upstairs first floor. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 wireless thermostats there, and a wiring centre that's in a bit of a mess. So we're going to source all this out as well at the same time. Then we come around here, we have another unvented cylinder, and we've got 2 Zove valves down there. One is for downstairs level 1 heating, and the other one is for this cylinder here. And again, another wireless thermostat. And finally, in that cupboard there that you can't see, it's down the bottom, is your header tank. And then down here, we can turn this on, this light work, sort of down here. It's the stuff that a previous person has done, which is where we can isolate the cold feed into the system. And obviously there is your vent pipe. And that's it. So let me get the rest of this boiler stripped out. Right, a bit of an update. So we've managed to drain it, as we can see. This is fine. The oil line comes up here. The oil tank's quite a way away, not too far away, but it's full up and the oil's hardly coming out. So mine's going to try and clear that now because that's blocked. And essentially we've got to come up from here, put a filter in, and then we've got to come up onto the wall. There'll be a fire valve here, and then that will end up above the oil lifter, because there has to be one above there, and then the pipes are going to come down and into the boiler. Meantime, we're going to strip this out. This is no good. It's buzzing and making weird noises. I've got a Wilo one coming, which is good. So we're going to cut back the pipe up here, the 42mm pipe, and then that means we can deal with that tomorrow. So the most important thing now is just to clear this pipework here that you can see here, and obviously get rid of this big lump here, and then we'll have some dinner. Okay, so we're about lunchtime. How are you feeling, Ryan? How do you think it's gone this morning?
It's going all right at the moment. I mean, you know,
could be better, couldn't it?
Yeah. To drain, but you know.
Yeah. What about you, Lee? How are you?
I'm very well. I'm enjoying my vitamins.
The flue has just turned up. There we go. Clearly, that is a lot of flue. Okay, so I'm a bit unsure about that. And obviously there's our 2 sapphires there, which are tiny. And if you look right up here, the flue's got to end up here, as you can see, and we're having the scaffolding put up tomorrow. So that's where we're at. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so I'm here with Lee, and we're going to attempt some of this fluing outside first. So on the Sapphire, here's your starter bit now. We're just putting this square gasket that comes with it to start with, and Lee's just going to fix the starter piece just there, which is the air intake and where the exhaust fumes come out. So Lee's just going to put the 4 mils in there, and we'll be back. Right, so we've got them on. The only thing we're a bit unsure about, we've actually confirmed it with the OGB, is where the fan is in the front of the boiler, which is down here. There's a hose that obviously goes to the fan, and it should go up to here. But then the trouble is, I think you'll get a lot of noise from here, especially with the speed of the fan, etc. So we decided that we're going to leave that hose off in agreement with the OGB, or Sapphire Boilers even. And then the idea is that when the top's on the boiler, it will naturally pull the air, which will pull it out of there through there. So we think it's going to be a little bit quieter. So we've got them sections in now. This is our next bit, adapter. This takes us from 80 to 110 mil. So Lee's just going to spunk it up. No, Lee's just going to put the lubrication on there now, and he's going to slide it into that hole like so. And we'll do the other one and we'll be back. Okay, so next bit in, this is the probe part that slides into it. I've never seen such an over-the-top nut in my life, to be honest, for a probe. Do you think we'll get a probe in there? That's crazy size. Anyway, that's that bit in. Let's get on to our next bit. Okay, so we've given up outside because it's getting quite chilly out there, but Ryan's now cleared it up here. He's got a good oil flow in there, but look at the colour of that he had to flush out. That oil was disgusting, but it's clean now. Just a little accessory EOGB have done on this boiler now is, because the condense, as you can see, comes out quite low, you've got a plinth. They'll give you a little 125mm plinth. So literally it's got its adjustable legs on it like so. And then what we're going to do is literally lift this boiler into there, and it sort of clips and holds into place. So we're going to do that with both of them now. Then the boiler should be in position, and we'll be back. Okay, so end of day one, we have jumped slightly, but we've had a few little issues. Are you suicidal like me, Lee? Yes, he's not even talking. Right, so we've got the starter piece of the flue here. We've realised that they have not sent us half of an adjustable section, so we can't complete our next bit there. And then where we come out of the roof down here, they've done it. So basically you end up with a gap behind the boiler like that clearly we don't want. So we've ordered another couple of 45 degrees to allow us to get the boiler closer. And then that means we can step off slightly the brackets, and then we'll get that bit in there in the morning while I wait for the bits. Ryan, are you suicidal?
I'm alright, to be honest.
Yeah, we're sort of alright. Yeah, so we're getting there. So we will see you in the morning, and as they say, good night. Good morning. How are we this morning? So in my world, we're quite a few hours on. In your world, it's about 3 seconds on, but there we go. And I hope you slept well, as they say. Okay, back to the job. So just to recap, we've taken a Grant boiler out, 5870. We're putting 2 Sapphire fully modulating boilers in to make the place much more efficient. We've had Spec Flue come out and spec the system for us, for the fluing, etc. And obviously, yeah, there's quite a bit to do there. So the reality of yesterday is, it's a hard one. You feel like you wasted time, but you haven't. We was a good 3 or 4 hours trying to basically find everything in the house. Okay, so we found all that. It took absolutely ages to drain as well. The oil line was absolutely block solid. Now under the boiler was playing up. Ryan managed to get that clear, but that took him absolutely ages yesterday. It was just so much sludge coming out the oil line. But now that is crystal clear. But this morning, when we get there, we are just going to open the valve up again, make sure there's been no sediment, and wash it through again to make triply sure, because there's an oil lifter going in and they're quite sensitive. On the fluing, yeah, Spec Flue, as I said yesterday, they sort of spec'd all that up for us, and there's a few things wrong. The adjustables don't seem to have second parts of the adjustables to them, so they don't fit anything, and we're 245 short, and I totally understand what they've done, because they've sort of copied the old way the old boiler was, but it's not going to work for the Sapphire, because it means that boiler will be a foot off the wall, and that'll look ridiculous. So yeah, I'll be having another conversation with them today. We've got a new pump coming as well, Wilo pump, which is good, and we've got some 42s from 35 fittings coming and bits like that. So I feel a bit better prepared today than yesterday. Scaffolders are coming as well. It's just going to be a bit frustrating because we're not going to be able to get all the Flue in today, which is what I really did want to do. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Anyway, I'm going to stop boring you. Let's get back to the job. Okay, here we are. So say good morning, Lee. Morning, Lee. We're a bit happier today. So, right, okay, we do have one boiler in place now. Okay, got a couple of clamps to put on, but there's your air intake there, which I explained about yesterday. There's our silly port, but we have to have that. We haven't got another part to go in there instead. That's how it's been spec, because we have to be up 600 before we can go left, because as we know, that's what we have to do on these types of systems. So now we've got the first bit connected to the T, as you can see, and we've got our T section in there for the next food that's going to go over. So we're actually making some progress. We've got the laser beam up there through there. We've got to open that hole up very, very slightly. Ryan's got his connection. We're quite pleased because we was worried it's going to be behind the boiler. It is, but we can get to that very easily. That's the main one. He's come along there, the white clip that'd be like a secret clip, and then we're into our normal brass clips going up the wall here. The oil lifter's going to go about here, and then we've got to work this pipework out because clearly it's there. We can't put the pump back where it was anymore, so we're thinking it might have to go over here, but we're going to have to work that out as we go along. But what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be getting the next section of Flue in. Is that right, Lee? It is. That's right. Where's Jack and Ryan? Gone to get us food. Brilliant. Right, little update. We've got the next section in, so we'll take that. What we're trying to do at the moment is level the boilers across, because we've got this boiler level. This boiler is just about level here, but they're different heights because the floor height's so different. So the boys are just trying to sort that out. Ryan, you can explain your oil lifter. Where's it going to go?
Right, it's going to go right there.
See? That's impressive,
It's going to come up. It's going to have a filter, fire valve, because we've got an isolation valve down there. Up, bang, into the in of the oil lifter. It's going to go about there. Flow out, down, and then work
into
out,
the boiler. And Jack, are you looking
there.
pretty? Yes, he's looking very pretty. Look at him, and he's cute. Look at him, bless him, smiling away there. And Lee is not frustrated today because we were both really frustrated last night. So yeah, we're getting on a little bit now. I'm going to go sort the oil lifter bits out for Ryan. Okay, so we're mid-afternoon on day 2. As you can see, we've got the Flue right through now, and we've got the plate. We've just got to fix there. We've got all that there. Are you happy, Ryan?
I am happy.
He is now. And are you happy? Yes, he's happy there. So, yeah, it's looking a bit smarter now. There's the oil lifter there. We couldn't put it there because it is going to be in the way where we're going to put all the circulating pump and stuff like that. And it's there. And it's not too close to anything because this is all insulated Flue. So we're absolutely fine there. I know we've got to get the condenser off, but we can sort of get around that, and that's fine. So Ryan's come up from the side. There's come up. You've got your filter there. You've got your fire valve there, and obviously there's an isolator down there. That then goes up into the oil lifter, and as you can see, you've got to have your fire valve above your oil lifter in case there's a fire. Then it's going to come out that side, he's going to drop down, go in, go between the boilers, bish bash bosh, give that man a cigar, job done. So that's where we're at. Let's go find Lee. Right, we've got noisy Lee here now, as you can see. Are you happy, Lee?
Yep, all good.
Always happy. Messing around he is. Right, so we've got that plate there in position now. We've just jacked it up slightly with wood so it's not more solid and away from the pipes. As you can see, we're now up into the roof area, which is fine. And we've got a nice and solid on the wall there as well. We put that on the top, someone's ball, but it stop any dirt getting down. And then essentially when the 45 degrees come tomorrow, we're going to come up across there and then up and onto the roof. So me and Lee, where are we going now, Lee? Up on the roof. We'll see you in a sec. Okay, so we're on said roof. And what a lovely view. Look at that, look. And there's Lee. Say hello, Lee. There he is. Anyway, look at this. That's the Grant Flue. And that's the problem we had. amazing. So I'm just going to get this stripped back now, and we'll see what's under it. End of day 2. Right, so I've got a Flue up there now. As you can see, I've got it up to where the cylinder is, but I haven't connected A to B because I'm waiting for the 245s. Let's just go inside. Basically, we're done here for the day as well. As you can see, we've got the 2 boilers. Flue's up, done through there. I still haven't finished up there yet. Then obviously we've got the filter, we've got the fire valve, we've got the oil lifter there. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a swish in the oil line there because Ryan forgot to put the isolation valve in, so we had to sort out. Then it's T down there, which actually it looks hard, we can get to that T easy. Then we go to the 2 remote acting fire valves down there that are going to go into the boiler. That's where we're at. See you tomorrow. Good morning and happy Wednesday, and we're now on day 3. Beautiful day. There we go. So where are we at? Ryan's finishing the oil line this morning. Me and Lee, who look behind me, are finishing the Flue, or the tiles around the Flue there. Spec Flue are turning up with the 2 45-degree elbows that we need, and we've got local supplier DT Supplies are bringing me some 42mm pipe and some fittings and mag filters and stuff like that. So that's where we're at. We're hoping to, by the end of the day, have the boiler pipes and have the Flue completed, and then that just leaves Joe to do the wiring tomorrow, us fill it up, and hopefully it will run. That's the idea. Obviously we've got the condense to do as well. So that's where we're at. I'll get the boys to say hello in a little bit. Let's crack on with the day. For people who aren't sure why we're putting 2 boilers in, that is the size of the house we're doing. Isn't this an absolutely stunning back garden as well? I tell you, I can't recommend this place enough. And we basically have to walk about a minute from the house to use the on-site toilet. And I don't often do toilet tours, but this is pretty amazing. Look at that, stunning across there, look. So, here we go. How good is that? That's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. That is a toilet tour done at Childley, and that's what the tradesman can use. It's lovely because it's off-site. But look at that, you couldn't beat it on a day like this. Nice and sunny. Anyway, I better do some Flue, and I.
Right, so here we are. I can't remember the last thing Robert recorded, but we'll show you what we've done because we've almost done it. So if you look here, Izzy.
Yes.
Obviously, if you look there as it comes out the floor. So we've got a flow there with a isolation valve, comes up, filter, fire valve, lovely, all the way up. As you can see, that's an oil lifter, pretty cool. Got to have a separate fire valve for that, as we can see, fire valve. I've got it clipped up there, nice. Now, these are actually in 10mm if you look. So I've had to come down in 10mm, convert it up, 8mm. That's in 8mm, convert it up to 10mm. So that was pretty fun, as you can see, but I've mimicked it on the other side. Then we come down here, if you look in there, we've got a lovely T. So obviously the flow goes on the top, splits both ways. Now because there's 2 different separate boilers, I've had to put 2 more fire valves in there, look. So obviously they've got a separate fire valve each. And then if you come in here, I've had to make my own little T section there this time. But yeah, so it's going really well basically. Robert and Lee have done all that fluing, which is really cool. First time we've done a Flue so big and manly, but it's actually gone really well. It's a lot easier than we thought. As you can see, we've still got no pipes going anywhere. And I'll be honest with you, nothing to do with me either. That's Robert's and Lee's job, so good luck to them. Me and Jack are going soon to do another job. But yeah, happy days basically.
And we're back, and Isabella's recording today, which is much better. So we've hit a bit of a hiccup here. The Flue comes through. The trouble is, Spec Flue has spec'd it. All the measurements don't really match up with what they're saying, because obviously they didn't know the distance of the voids with everything, so it's quite hard. So basically we've put this in where we thought possibly would be correct. And when we've offered our section up here, it will basically go through the light. So we've worked out that it's basically 100mm out. So the old Flue did just touch here, and we're just trying to avoid it, but we just can't do that. We've got no room. We can't move it any further across because obviously it's a massive upheaval on this lovely old roof here, so we can't do that. So basically we've got to undo absolutely everything and drop it 100mm, which I'm quite pleased about in a way, because we've got some test port sections that are on the boiler downstairs that we don't need, that look ugly because they've got big nuts on. So what we're going to do is we're going to whip them out and then allow us to use the adjustable sections that are designed to be used, which are just there to look pretty at the moment. And then that will give us the distance we need. That's what we're going to do, Isabel, okay?
Okay.
Let's go the other side then. Okay, so these are the bits we're going to remove here because of these horrible nuts. And just here and just here, which we're going to undo again now, is adjustable sections, and they're 500 adjusters which go right up there. So obviously that allows us to do what we want to do. So we're going to remove that, and then they will be a bit higher, they'll be a bit higher. We'll undo all them clamps, we're going to have to move that clamp, and it will drop. 100 mil is about. There we go. We'll be back when we've done it. Right, so we're going to attempt to put this in, aren't we, Lee? We are. Oh, it's slippery, isn't it? We should have worn gloves. Right. Just spin your elbow that way round. That's it, so we can get that on. Go round a bit.
Do you want to take that sticky thing off?
We're just going to take the sticky thing off. Because thanks, Spec Flue, for all the sticky things. Right, okay, in. Right, in you. Right, hang on a second. We've just got to spin this around. Have you got that?
Yeah, I've got it.
Spin it around. Right, let's go again. And we're in there. We are. Let's have a feel. We're then going to spin it round. And we're nearly there, aren't we? So we're going to go in a bit. Push it. That's it. And we put that on there. And then we come down a bit. And you go down a bit. We've got to come along a bit. And we're in. Just like that, Isabel.
Wow, you made it look so easy.
There we go, thank you. Okay, so it's lunchtime. So we started this Monday. Today's Wednesday and it's lunchtime. And basically we're still doing the Flue. And what makes it worse is that the oil lifter that Ryan put in place, we've now got to move because it's in the wrong place, which we didn't think by the instructions that we'd have to move the Flue, but we had to move it down 100 mil. But that's by the wayside. So now, as you can see, it's through. I've still got to clamp that properly down the bottom there. I've done all these clamps here. We're across here with that. But as you can see, it's now tightened to the ceiling, which is exactly how the grant was before. So what I'm going to do now, or in a little bit, I'm going to open it up to give that a nice air gap around there, and then put a proper flashing board in there and finish it off so it looks a lot better than that. But that is the least of my worries at the moment. And looking at it as well, I think that this roof is trying to come down as well. So I need to have a little look at that as well. Okay, so that's where we are here. Lee's having to re-drill and refix all these mounting points downstairs because they're now in the way of clamps and stuff like that. And I know there's probably people on this vlog are thinking, well, why didn't you work it out to start with? It wasn't quite that easy. It was one of them. It was done by Spec Flue. It was done per their measurements. He had to guess some things, which is totally not his fault. We got to where we thought was a good position and it was all okay, and it turned out not to be okay. And because we had to wait for 2 parts, we had to keep going at it as well. But the good news is we've got our pump now, our Wilo circulating pump, which Isabel's going to flick on Instagram, or did 2 days ago, because today's Wednesday and you're going to be seeing this on Friday. Because we like that pump, it's quite decent. We've got our 40mm pipe, we've got our 35mm pipe, we've got all our fittings. I've got a bit more to put on the Flue up top and put an extra clamp up there with the little cowl on the top. I'm not even sure what it looks like, it's in a box somewhere. We seem to have about 5 or 6 boxes left over, which I take it there where he maybe guessed at depths and sizes and lengths of things and things like that. We just don't need them, so they'll have to go back. Yeah, I think anything else, Isabel?
Well, I don't think so.
You've just eaten? Yeah, I've eaten. Lee's eaten. He's had his cashew nuts, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's where we're at. So come back in an hour, as they say, which will be about 30 seconds in your world, and hopefully it'll look a bit better. And Isabel is going to clear all this mess up on the floor. Well done, Isabel.
I'm gonna clean it up.
You are. With
Oh,
a Hoover.
brilliant.
Well done. Right, crack on, let me get on. Okay, so we're all clamped up here now and up here. The trouble is, the old Flue sort of had band strap across here, band strap across there, and it just looked terrible. So it's not ideal, but the way I've done it, if you go up there, is, but I've managed to get a bit of timber up there into some joists. And that is actually a bracket which is designed for a different part of the Flue that we don't need. So I've actually put that on because it's really secure, and then flipped across with another bracket and done it up. So it doesn't look the best. However, if I get hold of the Flue now, it doesn't go anywhere where it just used to move before. So I'm really pleased with that. That's really well fixed this time. Yeah, I don't like using wood, but it's just the strongest thing in this case. Meantime, downstairs, we've had to take all the T sections and dismantle most of the flue off because we've got to lower the brackets. Now it's all 100mm lower, which means, basically it has to take all our flue to bits again. It's a disaster, but it's not, for the pure reason, because we know how it goes now. Once the brackets are in place, it's just going to be bang, bang, bosh, and it'll be in 10 minutes. So it's fine. So I'm going to go onto the roof again now. Well, we are, aren't we, Isabel?
Yes.
And we're going to put the final bits up on the roof. I'll show you that, show all my detailing on the tiles, etc. What a pain they were. And then hopefully Lee should be done by then and we can concentrate on downstairs. And finally, after 3.5 days, 3 3/4 days, because it's 3 o'clock, listen to and hear the noises it's making, we will finally be able to do some pipe work and hang a radiator. So that's where we're at. We'll catch you in a minute. Okay, so we're now 4:20. We're finally putting this section of flue back in and we can do our final connections, and then I believe finally the flue is done. It's done outside. Lee's cut himself. Well, he's got a little paper cut, but he's crying about it. There it is there.
Oh no.
Okay, and talking of nuts, just there is, to make him feel better, they've given some extra nuts in the household, so there we go. So we're just now going to clamp all this up properly. Are we suicidal now, Lee?
No, we're all good.
We're a bit on the flue, aren't we? We'll be honest about it. We haven't sworn yet, but it's getting very close. Have we been well behaved, Isabel?
I think so.
Yes, we have. Just called frustration, so we get in there. So another half an hour, and then with a bit of luck, we'll be on to something else. Over and out. Right, okay, it's Wednesday, so the end of day 3. It's just gone 9. This is where we're at. So Ryan got your lifter up there. It doesn't matter it's there because the fluing is very low temperature. It's insulated flue, so there'll be no heat at all. Just got the far valve capillage put up there. Unfortunately, we had to move it because we had to drop the flue. So he's clipped down there, and there's obviously your far valve and your filter there, and an isolation valve, which is obviously from there, but we didn't want to put it underneath there. And then down here we've got a T, which is very easily be accessible, coming to 2 clips, 2 remote sensing fire valves, and into the boiler. But we've stopped there, and we've stopped there because we're just waiting for EOGB to bring us a little adapter to go in there for tomorrow. So the flue is complete, apart from a clean. When I say complete, I've got to put that up there, and I need to put a bracket on the wall there. But apart from that, it's all done. It's all done upstairs, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, good night, and I'll see you bright and early in the morning. And I'm back. Day 4. There we go. So today, I'm finally going to start some water pipe work to the boiler. So I've got a bit of 42 going in, a tiny bit of 35 going in, quite a big circulating pump, and just a bit of it and a bit of that. Lee is piping a radiator up that they wanted in the room, as we're also going to use that as a bypass that I mentioned before. And then I've got, who have I got coming? Joe's coming to, Joe the Spark is coming to wire it. I like to wire these things myself, however, I'm running out of time. So we know a good man for the job, Joe, and he'll be doing that. So that's where I'm at this morning. Let's get back to the job. And here we go. Lee's looking busy. This is the Thursday today. Lee's pretending, he's not actually doing anything, but he's pretending that he's putting a radiator valve in. He's hung that today, but we had to help him lift it because he wasn't strong enough, bless him. And here we go. Say hello, Joe. Hello. Morning, Joe. There he is, looking handsome. He's doing all the wiring to do with the programmers and that at the moment. And then I've shown him around all the wiring upstairs. How do we think it's going to go, Joe?
It's going to go perfect.
Going to go perfect. I'm just doing the flow and returns into here now. As you can see, I hadn't even started, but I'm about to do them. They're going to come up there. So all in all, we're doing well. We'll catch you up in a minute. Okay, lunchtime, day 4. Okay, so this is where we're basically at. We've got, Joe's done all that there and all labelled up. The condenser pump is down there. So you've got your 4 programmers there, main isolator, oil lifter, etc. The boilers aren't at the point where they're wired at the moment. I've got the 2 flows coming out the bottom of the boiler up. You've got a mag filter there, the other mag filter's going there. I've linked the flows, that's coming up to there. And basically the next part is to have that put back on, and then we're onto the circulating pump, wherever that is. But clearly the dog's barking. Where's the circulating pump to there? Going onto that circulating pump. So that's where we're at. So yeah, all should be good. Lee, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going.
It's going. Didn't quite make it, did we? Okay, that is it. That is part 1 done of this week's YouTube vlog from Part1 All Burner Services. And I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, please feel free to subscribe as always. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because we love people that subscribe. Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend this weekend, apparently. We'll probably still be here, but there you go. Anyway, until next time, stay safe.